Smoke out towards market window. Apeks are playing so passive out on B. This could just be a 5-on-5 retake.
Straight out of the gate. Back to the backstab in particular for Freddy Frogs. This will be a multi-angled attack here towards the site. From market, 2 players. From short, 2 players. Freddy, if he can get a pick back on Pogo, if they can force him back deeper into the apartments, that could be a frag to open things up. But right now, Utility is just going down to suppress. In particular, that smoke used for Relaxer. He does find the opening frag on Munacy, isolating him and the rest of his teammates. That kill comes ineffective. Cynics can respond towards Dennis in the apartments. Freddy's going to try and act. 2 players tagged up. As Cynics gets his double up, Kriaz and Grush start striking, and Freddy swings back, leaving it all towards Onkari. 1 versus 3 out the market doorway. Kriaz is there as well, and he gets the kill for the defuse for the round for Apeks. First round going the way of Apeks, but NAVI Jr. very heavy on the re-aggressive buy. We've seen a lot of very passive buys in the last couple of days, but here with the AKs out immediately, Munacy is boosted up, gets Relaxer to open up the round, doesn't get the secondary kill. 5 HP, he's forced to fall back, probably past that AK off to one of the pistols.
Yeah, that was proper cheeky, actually. Just work around the CT, re-smoke towards ramp, get the right angle, re-pick into it, Gross over, extending out towards connector by himself. Dennis being tagged up too.
They are, hold on, for Freddy, he's dealt with by Munacy. Had to pick back to a 4 versus 2, and now they realize that there's got to be an A play involved. They cannot have gone towards the B side. Flash is coming over, Dennis caught off blind, but if he denies his bomb carry at the right moment, Onkari being seen, he gets that kill at the right moment. 9 seconds, Kriaz, T-side player's gonna make their way quick to the side. Has Pogo got this down? I think he just about does. Chance to deny, get on the wall, bang, he's a hair too late. If only Kriaz was there at the stairs, that possibly could have been the round right there for Apeks. Down to the last few seconds, but it looks like NAVI Jr. might steal a second.
Even Kriaz, like, escaping back over towards market at the B side is going to be a bit of a tough ask. Still kind of hanging around here from CT, trying to see if he can find a bit of an exit kill or so. But now with the kill coming down by 1, do they just commit out towards the apartments? Relax has actually been able to find a kill towards ramp.
Okay. Flash forward. Molotov to the van position. Dennis has got away with that 1 good frag. Turned away towards the second. Oh my god, he's held this together. AK now in his hand, the 3rd kill. Not quite. Pogo trades it back, but now CTs have been bought enough time for the rotation already. There's a player, actually 2 players here to the site. 1 back at market is holding away. A 3rd man on the way in from short. Fear has been spotted, and now the AK of Relaxer looks for his way in. Doesn't quite get the kill, gets forced off angle. A last second rotation called in for NAVI Jr. Relaxer's ready. He's waiting for Fear. He's waiting for his spray. Gets it together for the 2K, and Pogo left in a 1v3 scenario. No time left to the clock either, but surely it's got to be a 3rd for Relaxer. Indeed it is. What a round of the CT side. Latimer in 17 seconds. Molotov's in. There's Relaxer with the opening frag. Freddy might have been spotted back here at the truck position. He gets that secondary pick now, looking for the 3rd man, and indeed the bomb gets dropped. AWP of Munacy. All that's left standing. 5 seconds to get the round together. No chance in hell for this.
CIS Counter-Strike just frustrates me sometimes with how slow the rounds can be. Munacy doesn't get hunted, they put nades up, Spam's getting close. But
seeing that first swinging player, the AK can now adjust. Great flash in. Dink against Gruss. 2 kills on Fear and Pogo. Orb shots missing to Relaxer. This is a 5v3 for NAVI.
They've lost the sight. This is going to be a really tough retake in for the CTs.
Oh,
Onkari's not going to kill up to Freddy Frog. What is going on? The Force Spy has just ripped apart the CT.
Oh no.
Dennis even falls as well. Well, Relax has just got to save, doesn't he?
Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I kind of get it because there was like a bit of a transition period where Apeks were trying to get that AWP set up and then try and transition the AK to, on the site to looking towards connector, but even so, so many rifles versus so many pistols, and the AWP of Munacy didn't even get a frag. This was all down to the Tech 9s and Deagles.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Relaxer getting an exit, definitely not getting this round. I mean, in theory, he got stuck onto the site and actually start to defuse because they'd all left it. Oh, but they're going to hunt him down anyway and get that kill. And quickly out of the gates for NAVI Jr. for this A-site execution. Crowd's going to burn to a crisp 24 HP. He's just barely alive at this one. Gross gets his frag and think, drops that bomb. Pogo there with 2 frags. Dennis is also traded back in a 3-on-3 scenario. At least Apeks have held control to an even man advantage, but 7 HP for Kriaz here. The bomb can go down, and Apeks will be left on the retake.
Well, you say the bomb can go down, but where do they want to do it? Open towards connector, and then they've got to fight the AWPer because they've got no smoke down towards CT.
Boost up potentially coming in, seems to be. Yes, the kill on the first player comes in. They force Pogo off position, so now a man advantage tips to the favor of Apeks. Well played. And now they do plant open. AWP doesn't challenge it though. Relaxer starting to take face headshot. Seen shot lands for the AWP instead, and it's all left to fear. 1v3 up in the corner here in the footstep out towards the stairs angle. He knows that Relaxer still watching the AWP. He's on position. Kriaz with face, very risky face as well on 7 HP. Nade close, damage done. Swing back to line up 2, but Relaxer gets a shot in before he even gets a chance, and that will be a 4th round for Apeks instead.
Привет, зритель! Сейчас я на сайте TopSkin. Это один из лучших сайтов по открытию кейсов CSGO. Уже на протяжении долгого времени TopSkin радует своих игроков. Пополняй баланс на TopSkin, и ты также сможешь открывать бесплатные кейсы. Кстати, насчет пополнения. Вводи мой промокод SMOKE, и ты получишь плюс 40% к своему балансу. Попробуем открыть пару кейсов, например, кейс Supreme. Отлично, этот кейс мы окупаем. А теперь засекреченное. Этот кейс мы тоже окупаем. Кстати, на сайте есть партнерка. Создаешь свой личный уникальный промокод, отправляешь его друзьям и получаешь процент. Ссылку на сайт и промокод я оставлю в описании. Приятного просмотра.
Ramp and connector on the execution. Fear caught off with the link down to 9 HP. Still 2 CTs here to defend against. The third man's on the way, and the wraparound from short could get here pretty quickly. Molotovs to the backside. No one is covered off dark here. Will they check it? No, they won't. Spray through. Catches 2. Kriaz looking for the triple. That's exactly what he gets with Fear being all alone again in the clutch scenario, and Kriaz just gets the quadra immediately for Apeks. Or in shot, missed. Second face was not going to go well for Relaxer, so now man advantage for NAVI again. 2 players on rotate via market. They have seen that bomb. Won't go through the sniper's nest. Dennis is still going to try and think about a face potentially here. Incendiaries on shore will indicate that they're definitely going via connector. Gross is pretty aggressive. I mean, it's got to be at this stage. If they spread out towards the B site, then they might not have a chance of holding off against the defensive. The AK in particular at Dennis, knowing where they're coming from. 2 lineups for Gross. Dennis takes his strike on Muncie now. And the man advantage goes back to the favourite, the CT side, but only temporarily on Carey and Pogor. Get the trays to a 1v2 now for Freddy Frog. Bombs in the open. He's seen them both again. Gets that first frag. Nade trying to get a bit closer on Carey. Takes a minimal amount of damage. And the flashbangs keep him suppressed 15 seconds. He's got to get the bomb down.
Yeah, get the plant in, don't try and fake it, and at least he's going to stick it entirely. Knows that Freddy Frog's out towards CT.
He's going to regress as well. Spray through the 2K and just about clutches it for Apeks. Run this clock so low. Not sure where Apeks might be playing from.
Oh, Chol out towards connector. They expect another player. The window player even swings out.
Oh.
And now Cynics is the last one left. What an easy, just clean up out towards that mid position. And with the bomb being dropped, Cynics might just want to try and save onto the AK. He gets a kill, but he's not going to get any more than that.
I mean, he's pushing in with the AUG. Molotov back. Kriaz, not even needed there. Dennis will burn him alive. Still 2 players on the A-side defense. They have caught off Kriaz. It's all we left on Freddy. Back at dark. 30 seconds. All he's got to do is drop that bomb carrier in the right moment. Then it's going to attack as well for the short control, so he's allowed to strike back. Muncie gets his Deagle shot in, and now tags up against the bomb carrier. He's going to get behind the danger box instead. Go for the plant. 1 T-side member also in the underpass control on Carey. Could be a major thorn in the side of the Apeks retake. They are going for the retake. Dennis catches the man off guard, but on Carey gets the kill, wins, but it's all left to the AWP of Relaxer now. Doesn't see the player at the end of the smoke as it starts to fade. Pogo will find that kill.
Because he didn't clear connector entirely.
It's on Carey instead that gets that frag. 5 on 4 gained. Dennis at the edge of the smoke.
Into the gamble?
I think they might be, yeah. They're on rotation. There's 3 players here to defend the B site.
Oh, this is just so many gamble stacks, and NAVI Junior, then Lurk on A gets caught off. That's info now for Kriaz.
They don't respond to that kill, though. They think it might still be a B play. 1 player in the ladder room on the short control could be a pretty decent defensive element. Now with the Molotovs coming in, the flash is coming over, Dennis cut close and personal, gets 2 kills on a swing back out. Muncie with the Deagle can't strike. He's tagged Freddy. Relaxer still there as well. Kriaz making his way up as on Carey. Slow faces around the edge of the site. Catches a shot on Freddy. Relaxer gets Muncie though. It's all left to on Carey in a 1 versus 1. 14 HP, 22 for Relaxer. 10 seconds. They've got the bombs up to the apartments, and a swing up from the CT member. Gets the headshot and secures that round. Instead to return from Relaxer. This could get really interesting. Nades up, damage done. They face around the corner. Gruss gets that 1 frag. Sneaks with a tray back. Freddy gets 2 of his own. Does get naded back with so much damage done to the T side, but no kills kills going the way of the likes of NAVI Junior. Apeks will secure that 10.
Playing a very similar T-side to how NAVI Junior did. Slow passive out from the defaults, but they have lost the first player out from window.
It's a good start for Ankere. Anything more for the Deagles that have presence? Well, Ankere gets a secondary pick. Triple, not quite found as Freddy and Dennis can combine to get a couple more picks back. Fear is also known towards the short control. He's grabbed one of the AKs though. He's got a major rifle to work with, but Dennis quickly executes him with a headshot back to a 3 versus 2. Cynics from the MAC 10 will find that trade back to a 2 versus 2. And the Scout, honestly, now starts fragging. We asked him to be a little bit more impactful in this one. Now he might as well be, but Gross gets a spray back to a 1 versus 1. Cynics with his own AK, and it's all a case of the spray and the headshot. Who's going to be a little bit more accurate with their crosshair and time it well on the peak? Gross makes his way out, looks aside, but he looks away at the wrong moment, and Cynic, the smoke start coming in. Fast executed seems out towards that B side. We have that M4 in the back of the side, but Fear on the short control holds the kill against Kriaz. Freddy has no idea what's going on, and neither does Gross as those picks start pouring in for the CT side. Munacy gets 2 kills, drops that bomb, center of the map up. Dennis so far out in the open, exposed from all angles in the apartments. Does get Fear at least, that's 1 frag to find, but needs 3 more with a minute on the clock.
Just try and make this round expensive, really. To win the 1-on-3 clutch is going to be difficult, especially with the bomb dropped out into the open. He's got a lot of time to work with. Just try and see if he can individually pick off individuals.
Monacy's watching the Apps entrance, though. He's so ready for this. Yeah, Dennis, no chance. 3 kills from Monacy.
Towards short.
Tried to get a flick past the smoke, unfortunately missed his window. Cynics does find the opening kill out towards the Palace entrance, pushing very far forward into Palace. Opening things up, and Navi kind of needed a play like this to get back momentum here, to try and maintain positions, because a man advantage would do wonders for them, and they found a 5 versus 4.
There's a lot of CT presence, not in mid, but in and around. Monacy freaking back in towards window, only gets a tag off.
And Relaxer turns on his own AWP onto Ankere, so might not be a direct battle of the AWPers, but right now Apeks have come out handy for their AWPers efforts. Dennis could get caught off by Pogor. Headshot found pretty easy, not expecting him to be there. And the 3-on-3 now, Grass is solo. This is going to be an easy trade. Flash forward, spray through, catches the first. AK spray so awkward for the player behind him. Kriaz finally turns it to an even man standing. Smoke has gone down, the bomb can get planted here. Be a 2v2 retake for Navi again.
And where do they plant, though? Like, where do they gather this information? They plant anywhere open towards connector, and they could be a dead man, because the CTs, they've completely cleared out the spawn. They're both coming in from jungle and con.
They're going down default instead. Very closed off angle as a result. The AWP will start peeking in. It's M4s for the retakes, and the long-range battles could go well for Relaxer. He strikes for his second, not quite his third. The flick overcooked. The nade actually could finish off the job. It lands a bit high, though, and Cynics is known with a peek out of Kriaz. Flash over, keeping him blind. Right, covering fire to stop the peek to come in from the AK-47. And all Apeks have to do is just hold off for the timer here. Swing back to the site, knowing exactly where Relaxer is. Gets the kill, and Kriaz couldn't transfer the spray. 16 HP, pistols out. Relaxer still falls, and Cynics, I think, has just got enough time for this. Spray through on Dennis, catches Fear. Monacy swings back into the mid-control. His AWP hit and miss over the course of this game, but this time it's a hit to a 3 versus 3. And Apeks slow walking into the A site. No one's holding directly, but Navi seem to have an inkling this is going to be the A play.
Oh, they're ready. They're just waiting for a jiggle peek, something out from CT. Uncourage just isn't giving them anything, though.
He's got to be the man dealt with here. Smoke incendiary, bomb crossing. Closed off from the CT spawn, but not from Monacy. Peeking forward to the smoke, catching the kill to a 2K, and now Ankere strikes over a Palace. Relaxer in his own clutch, spraying through the ticket booth, looking up and down and all around. His back's turned towards the M4, spraying through around the corners. Still got 2 players on the B side. They're thinking about a rotation, and now that kill should force even more attention away. But now the action strikes towards the site itself. Monacy, Fear, Monacy, they're getting kills. They're picking apart the lurkers, and now the B side defensive is thinned down to 2 individuals on both forces. Fear from short, Cynics to jail. Relaxer's dropped in, and the blind spray with the info gain drops that bomb to the site. It's order Kriaz. He can't do anything for it. And the cross at CT spawn is going to be the next main concern. Freddy gets 1 frag and the second, and the hero of the AK does come alive, but Fear's got hero plays of his own. 4-3 picks overall. Nade back on Relaxer would get the kill in default plant position, but Kriaz is now swinging back with his own AK. Finally deals with the CT member, then now Monacy can strike with the AWP back for the first kill. Trade to 1 versus 1 for Kriaz, and he's going for the long all rotates. Oh, did Cynics make a footstep? I don't think he did. Smoke on the bomb. Chance available, he's got to tuck himself into the site though if he wants to evade the spray. Never mind. Peeking out from the window, Kriaz times it right, catches him in the open. It's a case of timing and vision. Who's going to see who first? Headshot, spray through Pogor. I believe Kriaz heard him. The shot out of the Deagle connects the tag up. The bomb is making its way in towards the A play. 25 seconds. They've got to get the bomb down quick.
The short player's peeking out though. He can drop this bomb. Kriaz gets an important kill out towards CT, and now Cynics pushes forward. Less than 20 seconds left on the clock. They've got to get the bomb down.
Spray through, doesn't go well, and now the plant can be secured. The patience of Apeks pays out in one as it's all left to fear in the 1v3. And Relaxer with his AWP pick finds the round for Apeks. Kriaz. Oh, against Cynics, gets that one frag. Cynics over one with a secondary AK, and now the B side's completely open. Dennis getting on Carey next up. One player into the ladder room, detected by Relaxer. And now Pogor and Fear, very different positions, in particular for Fear coming up. Spray through, Frey's going to take the kill as Pogor fell earlier, and it'll be a 16-13. Apeks, and that might hinder Apeks coming into the early executions. He will get that first pick back in, or at least do some damage. Oh my god, it flicks to the heads and throw. And Dennis gets 2 picks of his own right on shore. What a recovery that was for Apeks.
Maybe doesn't need Kevlar. Jeez, what a couple of really good kills in for Gruss. Dennis getting involved too, and Cynics is coming out from long. There's a backstab even coming in. Ooh, timing's actually not really quite there, but there's already a player out from Library. Should be no chance in the matter. What a round to come through from Apeks after what was
also the ready to go towards brackets. Mac 10 rounds to corners. Nice, caught completely blind. Spray to the second player, not as successful. But Pogor on 18 HP, and for a Mac 10, I think that's more than enough damage done by him. Fear's also baited to the rotation, leaving it all to Cynics as the only player to defend the site. Charger execution coming in from Apeks, should be able to secure that B play so long as they get this kill.
Yeah, Pogor needs a one-on-one, otherwise it's just going to be a safe call. They don't check out the boost position, finds the first, does a little bit more damage, and now the CTs are coming out and rotate from CT spawn.
He said he needed a 1v1, that's exactly what he gets, but the second phase is not going to be nearly as successful, and Dennis finds Fear to make it a 3 versus 2, and blind through the smoke. Freddy finds on Carey as well, all left to Pogor. Read the AWP out. Does connect the shot on Dennis at least. M4s and all back out. The flashes and nades coming over. Grush to around the corner, see where Fear is. Get that headshot in immediately, and the dink's better for the CT, for the T-side player. Fear can only get damage to 9 points of health for Gruss. He's now passed off that AWP because it's best for him to do so. The 5-on-4 ensues for Apeks. Could be even standing though, yeah, no Carey gets the trade.
Oh, Freddy frogged over the swing. That's a big kill. Taking a little bit of damage to that molly and just pushing forward of it. Pogor's the only player to defend out from A from Pid. Freddy frog! Oh, what an adjustment!
And now Dennis follows suit on Cynics as well, leaving it all to Munacy. Inferno is so low for this team. Flashbang forward, spray through with the AK. Gross gets 2 kills, 1 past the smoke. Third up, and the AK back behind the stack on Carey is standing by. Does Gross get a 3K? Do any of the T-side get a 3K? On Carey's going to need a 3K if he wants to recover this round for his team. Munacy finds 1 pick back in. Apps, Freddy's there against his backup. A Pogor gets that kill on Carey's dealt with on the banana control. Munacy is known, does get his USP shot back, at least for 1 return, but he's going to need an ace clutch to make this round work, and the AWP of Dennis is so ready for him. And there comes the kill. 3 kills for Gross, 11 for Apeks. Have lost the opening pick in this one. Gross has burned pretty heavily. Fear can get that trade in. Kriaz with a response flag. Flash forward for on Carey. Relaxer finds his response towards him. So 3 versus 2. And Munacy now with the AWP back over at Coppins. Can push forward of that smoke. Molotov's inbound, re-smoke back down. There's a gap in it. It allows Munacy to get that kill. And Kriaz with all the work to do gets the first kill. Oh my god, the Glock got the second. And I thought that maybe he might have clutched the buy.
They've got a player on a Deagle.
Ooh, Relaxer getting the leg shot. Dennis actually getting the nade kill, and Fear's completely blinded by the flashbang, burning alive in the Molotov. Cynics close with the Deagle, trying to grab that AK, further utility out and about, and at point blank, Gruss lands the kill. His second in this round with 3 overall for Apeks, and well, we're back to business as usual. Navi having Pogor and Munacy. The 2v5 clutch, one that they have to go for this time because it's the last round of the half, and Apeks up for a 13-2 at the half.
Yeah, Gruss is a player that we haven't really spoken about in a massive amount of detail, but my goodness, on the T side, he's just been hitting some insane opening kills, getting so many great frags to start off the rounds, and now in a position where Pogor's even just getting spammed through the smoke. Munacy's out towards CT, the bomb gets planted, he needs a 1v5, does find the first at least.
This will be a special clutch, turning away from flashes, nades, molotovs, smokes, bullets. Everything except the kitchen sink thrown at Munacy at this stage. Making a lot of noise out towards Coffins. Couldn't go for the wall bang. Further nades, further utility. Does an attack on Cross. I don't know, scope to Dennis. Cheeky with a knife attempt, but and look at Freddy. He's actually going to go for the knife. But giving opportunities that Muncie eventually is going to fail at one of them. Gross with that pick back, 13-2. Matchup right now, they need to get a pistol involved. And already Relaxer executes Muncie out towards Arch. Fast play attempted with a pistol, then it's also back towards the Moto entrance. Will get his pick in. Cynics will get a response frag on Relaxer at least, but now Crossfire is locked. Gross let the bomb slip out of his fingertips. Refaces and doesn't win the fight. Okay, 3-on-3, but now Dennis has the info to work off of. Peeks it against two players, and Fear gets the responsive frag. So man advantage gained by NAVI.
What? That was such an easy frag to come through. They don't know Kriaz is here.
He peeks out. They have no idea still. They've seen Cynics cross, and now it's all on Freddy Frog. Sees that up close, catches the bomb carrier, looks for Fear, unable to land it, and now Kriaz up for the retake. 1-on-2. Still winnable for him. The low HP player's been taken out though, so he's got to deal with headshots on Fear and Pogor. Fear's got a lack of head Kevlar of his own right. Pogor's seen, but not tapped up. Fear gets the kill. It gets that here in the end, swings back on a second man, but doesn't find Cynics. So 3-on-3. Heavy tags on NAVI Jr. might favor Apeks, but now the utility's coming in. They've got to get the rotations involved. Cynics and Monacy. Cynics with a headshot lined up, sprayed through. Freddy's a bit to play, dive out of the balcony position. Pogor caught, sprayed through on Freddy. 2 kills up for him. Trying to make it a triple, but Monacy with the AWP out. Gets 1 frag. Now needs to grab the bomb and get the bomb plant, set up the retake, but creep out towards the short control. Monacy's not ready for it. Stacking towards brackets now for NAVI.
Ooh, opening fight actually comes through from Odyssey. Kriaz peeking in towards that boiler position, just try and get some info. And now they can start speeding it up here on the T side.
They're going to try and do. No one's covering long. The rotations inbound from Dennis will try get there. They've left Gross, I think, above the broken wall to keep his eyes on the contact position as the AWP Relaxer gets that first frag. Fear so close. Freddy can get that trade back at the SMG. Knees back up in a 3 versus 3. Cynics is so low. Swing back at the M4. They will find Dennis, and the AWP is the last thing left for Monacy. Needs to get his clutch in. And he's got 3 kills in this round. Can he make it a quadra against the likes of Gruss? 1-on-1 and no info to the last CT.
At least he knows Gruss is the B player. He knows that he's got to be the guy on rotation, but where's he coming from?
And out short. Eyes on long, has not looked towards the apartment. He's covered off to it though. Accounting for this position, it's all a case of timing for Gross. Is there an angle to work from? Is there a peek available? Monacy looking, Gross with a swing. The adjustment with the AWP, lands the leg shot, but doesn't get the kill. Gross lands the frag green, but in the all chat, Navi is like, Monacy is like, did I hit him? He's like, then it's like, no. You lie, sir. He did. He had a leg shot. He was an inch away from getting the round together for NAVI, and now the rifles back out for Apeks are getting overwhelmed by NAVI. Straight in for Monacy. He's had enough of these shenanigans. Gonna get 2 easy frags, not get the third back. Dennis with 1 frag and 2 to return. Is he gonna make it a triple? Yes, he is. And the whole T-side capitulates. The incendiary down. Is it gonna be an ace to close? No, it won't be. But Cynics is still left to clutch this.
Okay, he's got to get the bomb down and play out the post plant. Plant open for the short position. Gross looking around the corner, not quite peeking in. Cynics looking up towards Moto. They peek together, and there it is for Apeks. 16-5 on the second map on Inferno. Their map pick. What a result.
What a result indeed.